folks, I'm Scott Grove. I had a request to do a video on bluegrass and more intricate country acoustic playing. So what I'm going to show you on this video is if you have your basic chords down, that's where we're going to start from, but we will actually get you into all the little transitions and the little walking things and other little licks that will incorporate you into a lot better acoustic guitar player. What we're looking at on this particular lesson, like say you have a regular G, C, D pattern, instead of playing instead of doing that, what we are going to actually get into is to where you're going to be playing stuff that would be more like this. Okay, so we'll be doing things like that. We'll cover all the different keys and all the different things you can use. Even little things that get back from the D back down to the G. So all that. So everything to take you from a basic rhythm player to getting you into stuff that will get you more into the bluegrass flavor and even into just more interesting country stuff. Okay, so you'll be getting also just a so every one of these little type of little tricks that'll get you in there, and the tricks and licks. Okay, that's what we're about. So I'll show you how to get there. It won't take us too long. A couple hours, we'll be right through it all, and you have all the information you need to become a very good acoustic guitar player for bluegrass and the really advanced country stuff. Okay, so as long as you know your chords, that's all you need to know. So we'll get right into this thing, grab the lesson, and we'll just cure you once and for all and make you a much more interesting guitarist. So we'll see you inside. Okay, here's all you get to see of me for a long, long time. We're going to work on the typical G, C, D pattern here first, just like I showed you in the intro. We'll start on the G chord. I will show you the right hand and the left hand all in one screenshot because I just, quite frankly, don't have the capabilities of splitting screens. But we'll make sure we get you there. I always get you there. What we're going to start off with is walking patterns, which are the fact that you're playing the rhythm part like normal, but then you're incorporating the bass part into. Okay, so we'll start off that simple first. All you're doing is actually using what is already there. It's just a matter of getting your right hand and left hand to coordinate with each other. So what we're doing is starting with your normal G chord, but we're going to change it up. I'm going to have you from here on out for the rest of your life play a G chord like this. Instead of having your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the high E string, I want you to move that ring finger up to the B string, same fret, 3rd fret, and then put your pinky back where your ring finger was. So you end up using all 4 fingers here on the G chord. Okay, so you're going to go, of course, like you normally do, bring that one up, put the pinky under it. Okay, so you actually have a much fuller sounding chord instead of, okay, it's just a better sounding chord. So 9 out of 10 times that's what I'm going to be using. Hopefully you'll get used to using it too as just the way it should have been written way back when. They just sound better. A-B comparison, 10 more seconds and you'll know why. Here's the original G chord. Okay, and here's just my way. It's just more musical. If you want to use the other, go ahead. Okay, it's just all interpretation. If everybody did it the same, then we'd all like exactly the same people. Okay, so what we're doing here, I will pull some of these out of the way just to kind of show you what's going on. What we're actually going to do is hit the low E string, which is, we're keeping the G chord here. Don't move anything. So just hit the low E string. And then we're actually picking back up, hit 2 or 3 strings, coming back up. Try to get that G string in there since we're in the key of G. So hit those 3, your E, B, and G if you can, coming back up. Okay, so that's it. Hit your G note, come back up. You don't have to pick up your fingers. I'm just moving them out of the way to show you. Then you're actually going to be hitting the 2nd fret on your B, which will be your B note. I need you to actually hit that one next. And then you're going to do the same thing. Just pick upward. And next one, I'm moving them out of the way. You keep yours where they're at, and I'll show you in a second. Is hit your D string all by itself. And then up again. Then 2nd fret. Okay, so that 2nd fret there on the D string. And then I want you to actually do 3rd fret, and then up, back to 2nd fret, back to the open D string. Then I want you to do, I will slow this down in a second. Right, that's right, we're just going backwards. 2nd fret on the A string, and then up again, then back, starting over again. So you can actually keep all the fingers on here if you want until it's time to actually get to the D string. Okay, see, I'm keeping everything there. Then okay, so work on that one for a while. It takes a while to get used to. I will blast through these as quick as I can because I want to get as much as I can on the video for you. I want to give you more bang for your buck. I'm not going to sit here and, okay, you rehearsed it now, I'll wait for you for 30 seconds and 30 minutes and waste your time and your money. No, that's not me. So grab that, work on that. We're going to apply this to basically each of the chords, and then we'll actually get into some of the really cool stuff. But there's variations of this which will be coming up. So you have this. So now the variations, okay, you can see where we're getting ready to go, is going to be, here's the first one, which is coming back, is that, which is, then when we get to the A string, hit it open, and then hammer on, slamming that finger into the 2nd fret, and then you're going to hit the open D string. Then back to where you were. So it's just coming back off. Okay, so you're going to be playing that hammer on, and then that extra D note to take place of just where we did one note before, from instead of just that, now we're, so it's down, then up on the D string, so you got room to come back down to grab your low E string. Okay, the other one there is a hammer on instead of just going straight to it. Okay. Okay, there I'm doing. Okay, so you're hammering on from the 2nd fret on your D string to the 3rd fret. So you're only playing it with your pick once, and then you're up, stroke, then. Okay, so we're going to be adding more notes here per measure. So now we have, at a slower pace, Now, while we're here, I'm going to teach you everything there is to know in G. We'll grab some more later, but we will get everything there is to know in G. Not in the world, but more than you'll ever be able to possibly fathom for months. Okay, so from there, that is a lot more to work on for you. So always feel free to stop this and go grab it without this stuff just clogging your brain full of stuff. Just stop at any time, get it right, wait for a few days until it just hammers into your brain, then come back and start the video up again. Okay? Also, while we're in G, that little thing there, the hammer-on the A string, and then we do the D string. You could do the same thing with the D string, open, hammer onto the 2nd fret, then hit the open G string, right back to your low G. Okay? And then skip over some of the other stuff. You'll see what you have time for before you have to start the lick again, or the whole run again. Okay, so the key is variation, 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 and pick and choose from which ones you want to use. Okay, so don't keep doing the same thing over. Don't keep going. You can do. Okay, so you can change it up, and that's where it starts getting interesting. You don't have to keep this theme going. You can now start anywhere you want, end anywhere you want. As long as the groove is going, you can make all these things happen together at once. Another thing I want to show you is more in that same vein. Okay, so we're going to use those same notes, but we're going to get fancy. Okay? Okay, we're doing open D string. We're doing 3 with a triplet. Okay, so open D string, hammer on 2nd fret, hammer on again 3rd fret, and then pick up on your G string. How can I use that? Okay, same thing. You can do that. I'm doing the same hammer-ons on the A string, then D string open, G string open. So, yeah. So you get fancy that way. More of that, like I said, I'm tossing these by as quick as I can so I can show you as much as I can, is pull-offs. Okay? These are simply coming back down the other way. Okay? And in G, you are lucky enough that you can do this all the way down. Okay? What I mean by that is you can actually start on the high E string and do the exact same thing until you get to the low E string, which is pulling off. So hit on the high E string, 3rd fret, and you're going to do that exact same thing. You're starting with your ring finger, then middle finger, then pull off. So you actually only hit it once. Hit your high E string, you've got your middle finger here on the 2nd fret waiting in the wings all the way through every time. Next string, next string, next string, next string, or slide into it, or just hit it at the end. Okay, that's another one. And how is that useful? just a matter of creativity. So yeah, I'll show you that one too. So that is just a bunch of bumblebee stuff, but it's impressive as all get out, and it's very easy. Your fingers will remember what to do after your brain forgets how to do this. So don't just go. If you hear the clicks, the good old wedding ring that I refuse to take off, but that's hitting the guitar, so that's all that is. So work around with what works for you with those. That tends to be the best way to sit around and practice while you're watching a rerun of the Jeffersons or whatever, is I like to grab the G string and the D string. Each one's only receiving a pick struck once. Then you can start adding another string in. Until you get used to that. And you incorporate all this stuff together. So before you know it, okay? So there's just so many ways, but you get to tie all these together. I'm just giving you all the tools you guys build the house. I say that on almost every video, but that's the way to do it. You're going to learn so much more by putting these together yourself instead of me saying, here's the way to do it. Okay, so here's another one of the licks, which was just coming down the... Most of this I showed you. This here is on the D string, sliding up from the 3rd fret, middle finger, up to the 5th fret. So you're actually grabbing a G note there, so F to G, then picking up on the G string, so you have 2 G's. Then move it down to the 3rd fret, and then you're going to hit the G string again. So you're picking down on your D string, up on your G string, down to the 2nd fret, open, okay? And from there, you can even add what we've already done on the A string with the hammer-ons. You can hit any string you want after that, actually. I like to hit the G string if I can. And then while that G string's ringing, tie it in. I gotta tune that little E string. Oh, there it is. And then just slide into it while that G string's ringing. Then I just stop there, then do that. Whatever works for you, but that's another one. Okay, so. Okay, you want the shave and a haircut real quick? If it's in G, no matter where it's at, always use it on your high E string. 3rd fret. Then twice on the 3rd fret of your B string, so might as well bar across them. Yeah, that's right, we're not doing... That's not the way it's actually done the original way. So twice on the 3rd fret on your B string, 4th fret, back to 3rd fret, then 2nd fret and 3rd fret on your high E. So, okay. That's always the way to do it. A lot of people like to, at the end of a song, end up with it chopped in half twice. Like. And if you want to add and make it for the different one, go ahead and add the 5th fret. Split them up. Whatever you want to do, it's totally up to you. It's music. It's not, there's no major rules. These are just little tools, little building blocks, little Lincoln logs to kind of help you out. Okay, So next we're going to keep on going in the key of G just for a little bit longer, then we'll show you how to get up to the other chords. I'm actually going to bring this guy in so I can take advantage of some of the light I have up here. Also on the G, there are things you can do as far as this. Okay, these are done a lot, but they are extremely useful. There's a reason they're done a lot. Okay, which is strictly the these things, but in order to use them in this kind of music, you know, you're okay, so that's why we have to use it, is for the real staccato thing, not to make it sound like Jimmy Buffett. No, that's a whole different thing. Okay, so what we're doing is for the G thing, we're just building off of a G, which would look like kind of like an F, but just moved up. Okay, so what we're doing, middle finger, high E string, 3rd fret, your ring finger, 4th fret on your G string. We're leaving the B string completely out of the equation here. Okay, I'm not so concerned with what you're doing with your right hand now. Get these notes. Then switch them up, so you're using your 1st finger on the G string at the 5th fret, middle finger, 5th fret on the E string. Now we're taking it up here to the 7th fret. Now you can go down in between these two. Okay, so between the 5th and 7th you can hit the 6th fret. Okay, so you'll recognize that as an old blues thing, but now we're going to switch it to an old bluegrass thing. So if it takes that to remember it, then by George, remember it that way. Now we're going to want to do staccato for our type of music that we're concentrating on today, meaning chop the notes off. You're just using your hand down here to shut it up. Okay, how is that useful? Again. Okay, point made. There you go. And even going up. Okay, so that's just another one. They're going to go by this quick. Learn that, love it, embrace it, use it. Give it that chicken sound. Okay, if you need that, I'll give them to you. Let's go all the way up here to the 8th fret on your B string. I like to use my B string to G again. That's one of them. Use your, if you're going to do that one, use your ring finger at the 8th fret. And we're bending up at the 6th fret on the E string. Bend it up towards the ceiling a little bit. Or you can do which is using your index finger there on the 8th fret on the B, and then you're just bending up on the 10th fret on the E string. Okay, so either way, there's your chicken sound. Okay, so we're going. Okay, so you've got a ton of stuff in G now. What else is there? There are these things, and you can transfer these to any other key that you want later. Open G string. Okay, so you get this, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Get used to playing that. Okay, what we're going to do here is remember these frets. 12, 10, 10, 9, 7, 5, 4, 2, open. So it's just a regular major scale. Again, 12, 10, 9, 7, 5, 4, 2, open. Okay? So down, up is 4 times. And then hit the 12th fret. then finish your other 3 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it gets into that. Okay, so it is just that. You gotta, just like anything, take your time, get that. You go to the 3rd fret if you want to get kind of a bluesier sounding or more of a modern sound. Again, we're getting back into again where we can use the 3rd fret because we did that. So. Now I'm just incorporating the D string and the G string together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So it's the same amount of notes, you're just distributing them differently. So okay, so that gives you an example. So there's a whole bunch of G stuff. You can even, in the walking part, back from the beginning. Okay, take that and walk them that way, okay, which is doing all of them on the A string. Same as you had before, and then 3rd fret on the A string, 4th fret, 5th fret, and you skip over the 4th fret on your way back down, but hit all of them. 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, and down to 3rd, 2nd, open, which accounts for leaving out the 4th fret. We do the open. You can go backwards that way too. There's no rules. Do whatever you want. You guys the other way. But you can just do that one finger thing. Whatever works for you. Okay, so it's all valid. Okay, so we're finally going to get out of the key of G and we're going to go up to our C. Same thing. Do the C. Anytime you can, of course, use your 5th or this. Playing the regular bass line. Boom, boom, boom. Whenever you have room for it. But we're learning new things today, so we're going to do. Which is exactly what we did on this G. So no learning curve there. You can do exactly what you did on the G. Do that open stuff here in the G, even though we're keeping it in C. Always leave your 1st finger there at the 1st fret when we're in C. Because I'm going, so no difference at all. You can hit as many or as few of these down here as you want. So you can do the same thing there if you want the ugly one too. But the thing is, you got to keep that C note there. So if you can stretch using your pinky, and keep that note there, which is harder to do, but it's valid. Okay, so C, same thing. Same thing on C. You're doing the same thing. Open G string, slam it down, hammer it on to the 2nd fret, and then hit your C note or your B string 1st fret. Now also remember, anything you can, if we're in the key of G, whatever you did in the key of G, you can always do on the next chord, which would be the C. So whatever you have already done in the key of G, you can still keep doing it while the C chord is on. So if you're, and then it switches to C, you can still do every single lick I showed you in G on top of the C, as long as the song is in key of G. Okay, that will be the rule for every single song there is. If it's in D, and no matter what notes you can play in the key of D, as long as the song's in the key of D, then you go to G, play all the stuff that I'm getting ready to show you that's going to be in the key of D, not the licks of the key of G. You can still chase it that way, but all the stuff that you played in D, you will be able to play in G also. Okay, so just remember that the 2nd chord you go to, which will be your 4th, or whatever drops straight down. So here's G, and then we're dropping to the C. So whatever was in G, the key of the song we're playing, you can still play everything that you played in G when it drops down to that 4 chord or the C. So you can play every last note of it. So you don't have to keep changing or chasing chords. Okay, but we're into the rhythm part here. So, and your walk line, like I said, same thing. Same applies to all the little hammer-ons and pull-offs. You can make them that simple, even on the G's. As simple as that, but make your stuff interesting, okay? Instead of, sure, there's times for that, but when it's time to get down a boogie, you got to be able to get down a boogie too. No need to get stale and just to be satisfied with it. Sure, people like to hear that. Put another log on fire, but somebody would rather hear, put another log on the fire. Cook me up some bacon and some beef. I mean, that's more interesting. Thank you very much. Okay, so it's just to add some flair. You know, bartenders, they flip their bottles. You're going to be flipping some notes, okay? If you want to and you're creative enough, you can even flip the bird. Sorry if it offended anybody, but hey, it's a trick. You can use it. Okay, so it's out there. So in C, the other ones, okay, the first one we did was the hammer onto the 2nd fret on the G string. Okay, the next one is just simply taking what's already there on your B string and hammering on to the 3rd fret of that B string, and then hitting the open E string. Okay, that's open D string, hammer on to the 2nd fret, pull off, back down to there. So you got okay, again. Okay, now how did we, that's just how quick it's going to go, kids. Get from G to C. Just switch. Back to G. Same thing to D. Okay, so this might as well go to D. I'll come back to C, but while we're here, we'll just go to D chord. How do we do that? Open D string. Okay, so that's all we can actually do here is open D string, play your couple down up. Okay, using your pinky, 4th fret D string. Then you're actually hitting on your G string, which is already fretted here at the 2nd fret. Okay, now putting your pinky down at the 4th fret on your G string this time. We did do it on the D. D string, then 4th fret D string, 2nd fret G string, 4th fret on the G string. If your pinky can make it, God love you. Mine can't. I can sneak a finger up that way and then form my chord back around. But typically, most people can't hit it. If you can hit it, go up to that 5th fret. Or you can simply, see what nobody end up seeing, C chord or C note? Nope, no other way around it. So, you could do that. Or, like I did, just move it up and then form your chord back when you get back to where you can actually reach everything. Okay, so there's a quick glimpse into the D. While we're here, for C and D both, that same little same thing in every key, it don't matter. Now in C and D, we can just bring it way down here on the D string and the B string, and it's going to look exactly the same as the other one. So C, is right there, of course, on this 1st fret on your B string. And then we're going to rattle up our ring finger up here to the 4th fret on the D string. And the same rules apply. Now both of them switching up. 1st finger, 3rd fret, D string. Middle finger, 3rd fret, B string. Then up the 5th fret, 3rd fret. Back to where you were, that's in C. Go in between. And if you want to go to D, what do? You move the whole thing up 2 frets. So you start in D, then that's right, wherever that finger is what key we're in. Up to the 5th fret, up to 7th. You can go 6, 5, then back. So if you're in D, okay, I'll show you that one too. So that's just your little, don't blow these off, because these are going to be one of your more impressive things you do. Okay, which is that. Again, just real staccato. Okay, I'm going to have you do this. They come to me as they come to me. In D, pull off again, just like in G, exactly. D string, 3, 2, open. Same thing, A string. Then we're going to grab the 1st fret on your low E string, bend it, and then your D chord. If we were tuned down, it would make more sense to you. But since we're not, we're just going and then hit our D chord. Okay. And so that's D there. So bend it, do it that way if you need to. Again, you can do exactly what you did in the G. Keep your D chord here, but grab your, that's right, your middle finger is going to sneak out, and you can do on the A string, hammer on, 3rd fret, and then hit your D string. Back to 3rd fret on your A string, 3rd fret, D string, pull off. Then you can pull off again from the 3rd fret on your A string, or bend it, and then hit your D string again, whatever, but use that, sneak that middle finger out. You can do all kinds of stuff. Okay. So there's some more tricks there. With your first finger, take that thing on and off. Hammer on, hammer on, hammer on, hammer on, pull off. So you get D string, then your G string, open, hammer on. So now I'm hitting the low D string, hammer on, pull off on your E string, lifting up that middle finger. Pinky. Pinky on 3rd fret, pull it off, finish up the chord going up. If you can stretch that pinky all the way up to the 5th fret, God love you. Okay, now what I was talking about earlier, from walking down from one chord to another, you're at the end of your D thing, let's say at the end of a progression. What's that? You already know it, believe it or not. That is strictly up here, just like the D thing, that whole thing. Now we're just going to actually do 7th fret, 1st finger. I want you to bar across your D, G, and B strings. Play it however you want with your pick. Then move the whole thing down to the C position, just like. And then now just like this, like we're in D, but we're going to add one more note so it looks like an A minor. It is an A minor looking thing, but you just move it up 2 frets. Then you do A minor, do, A minor, then G. Okay, so that's actually D, C, B minor, A minor. Okay, so if you're doing a slow song just by chance, or even fast, let's keep it fast. Okay, so there's that. If you're doing it slower, sounds like you just did a whole bunch of stuff, but you're just playing. So however you want to do a staccato, let it ring. Okay, so all kinds of stuff to be had there. Okay, let's go back to G. A very typical lick, but you got to know it, is on the 3rd fret, your ring finger, on your 1st string, your high E string, and I want you to play your B string with it. Okay, it's kind of like playing the ugly G chord I showed you at the beginning of the video. And then you're actually just going to do chromatically, which means 1 fret at a time, going up or going down. So it means a 1 half step movement, or 1 fret at a time, chromatically up from the 1st fret, actually from open, 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, all on the B string, while retaining the 3rd fret on the E string. So okay, so there, 1st fret, hitting both strings, 2nd fret, both strings, then hit that again at the 2nd fret, and slide it in to the home plate there, 3rd fret. Okay. Okay, so you have that. Okay, so all that is from Foggy Mountain Breakdown, kind of. It's a bastardized way of doing it, but then slide it up twice, then both of them together, and again, and then we do a bend with your middle finger, because it's your strongest finger, on the G string 2nd fret. Start with a pre-bend, so that means it's already bent. Hit it, then pull off to open G. See? You get the idea. You already know those. However you want to play them. Okay, sounds like an angry bunch of hornets. Shoot those things. Okay, so there we are with our G's, C's, and our D's for the most part. Whatever you want to do with them, but these are instrumental, no pun intended, in getting you to play quick and solid. What am I doing different? Nothing. It's just the same stuff. So it's no different than anything I've showed you. It's just a matter of what order you want to put these things in. Again, these are just tools. Take them out of context, turn them inside out, play them backwards. Okay? I'm giving them to you forwards, play them backwards. They're more interesting backwards, to tell you the truth. So I have to leave some of this open to you, otherwise you won't learn it if I show you every little thing. You have to find out a lot of this stuff on your own. We're not nowhere near done. We're going to go like double this length, so don't worry about it, kids. So there are the basic foundations and basic concepts of what I'll be teaching you for the rest of this video, are those runs. So we're going to get into all the keys, so I can show you the ins and outs of all these. Okay, so now you see the G, C's, and D's basics, as I've showed you. I'm going to get you now into, let's go to a whole new territory. If you're in E, okay, these are a little more difficult to do and to not make them sound anything like rock and roll, okay? Because normally people want to... No, we're going to stay as far away from that as we can for this. Even with that, you're kind of in the whole rock thing. So you have to do... So that's about the only thing you can do. If you got an extremely long pinky, hopefully this is your saving grace, is play the E as you know it. Okay, then up, pinky 4th fret, E string, up, then you're going to hit your A string, which is already fretted at the 2nd fret, up, pinky 4th fret again. Then you're going to hit your D string, which is already fretted at the 2nd fret, and backwards. So that one is E is rough. The way that most people get around it is simply by removing and adding those 2 fingers that are on the 2nd fret. Okay? So you'll either get the people just picking and alternating picking, so the E string, B, or the B note on the A string, A string, D string, A string, E string, A string, D string, A string, E string. Okay, most of them will get away with that, but you got to make it more interesting. Interesting. I need a smaller tongue. Okay, so simply hammer on. Rarely in E will you have the chance, because of the way the instrument's designed, is to add the second one in at the same time, meaning right after it consecutively. You will probably not be able to go. It just sounds funny. So just do one of them, probably the A string. Now that there's a really good one to put in there. It's very banjo-esque. It's just doing it on there on the G string. And you can do it a few times. While you're doing this, the old Luther thing from Johnny Cash. Work on making the train beat or the horse gallop. Down, up, down, 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 down, up, down. Shut it up like that. Till you get good at that. Sit there and watch Jeopardy for a half hour. Just doing that and turn the volume up real loud on Jeopardy. But then your hand will get used to making that gallop thing and you'll have it down for the rest of your life. You'll never have to think about it again. Just devote a half hour and all the cramps you can come up with, but that'll get you. Then you gotta start getting that bounce. So that's what you're looking for, is that actual bounce. You'll hear Roseanne Cash on Tennessee Flat Top Box and stuff, and all these things, but they've got that bounce, and you gotta bounce your hand. Especially in bluegrass, you're all of a sudden now you are the ever missing drummer. Somebody has to keep that going. If you're not getting it from the slap on that stand-up bass back there, that wash tub, you're getting it from you, the acoustic player. So yes, you get to play drums at the same time. Okay, of course add the E7, your pinky at the 3rd fret on your B string. So right before you go to the A. Okay, so again, that's just the E7. Pinky, 3rd fret on your B string. Okay, now what you can do while we're here is, I know, funky camera angles, but hey, that's how I get them. You can use your pinky, 2nd fret, and 3rd fret. Just sounds like the old snake charming dance. You know, all that stuff. Okay, so you can do 2nd fret and 3rd fret. Along with putting your 7th in before you change chords, but while you're playing there. I'm doing the pinky, hammer on the B string now. And then open E string. That takes some strength, getting that pinky. Okay, that is getting ready to set you up to go to the A. So what I did there is play, I'll get everything in a second, is E string, now adding on the E string here, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, back to the 2nd fret, open, then 2nd fret on the B string with your pinky, and then to the 3rd fret. Okay? Okay, so that would actually be used this way. One more time like this, and then you get to work on it. Hit stop and work on it for a day. So it's a lot of pinky work. Okay, so that is. Okay, so it's just another way of getting into the A. Okay, and same thing. Another little lick there, and it's just altered just a little bit to work for the E now. It's the same thing we did on G earlier. Open. These two first ones, you get a hammer or pull off into the open strings, only on the first two. So your E string, 3, 2, open. Same thing on B string. Then G string, hammer onto the first fret. And then finally you can hit the D string on the second fret. So it's a little more difficult, but it is based off of the same thing. Okay? Which that one, see, I go around quick, is A string, second fret, pull off, low E string, bend it towards the floor, then release it again, and then hit it again for your low E. So you have, sorry for that. Then I pull off there on the D string, second fret pull off. There's the one I just showed you on the A string. Pull off, then so. Any way you want to do it, there's another way, but that's the notes you can work with. Again, we're getting into some stuff you could do with your Johnny Cash stuff. Okay, so you can, the last one's all on the second fret, hammer on pull off. You can do that, or I'm sorry, you can do the third fret pull off, just like on the first one. On your E string, guess what? You can do it on your other E string. So, again, or same thing, we're just doing a bend. Okay, so there are your E's. I get to switch tapes now to go take us into the second half of the lesson. So 2 seconds? No, 2 seconds? There's 2. 2 seconds, I'll be right back, alright? Hang on. Okay, we got the tape all switched over. So coming out of the key of E, which we were at, what else is there we can do in there? You can do, to get out of here, getting ready to go to the A or whatever, you can do those things. Again, lift up your second fret. So it's just a matter of lifting up that and putting it back on. Second fret every now and then on your D string. But of course, the one we showed you there on the G string. So coming out of there, like I said, to A. Okay, for that, easiest stuff in the world as far as grabbing the bass lines. Okay, again, we'll keep the bouncy thing going, add that later, so we'll have the, if you want that kind of sound, if you need that percussive drum thing, if you're going for the bluegrass deal. In A, first of all, we'll start with just the simple A where we bar across, leaving the open A string, and we play the next 3 strings, your D, G, and B string, with 1 finger. So we have our fingers free to do. So open A, 4th fret, A, your 2nd fret on your D string is already there, and then 4th fret on your D. and back open to your second fret, I'm sorry, second fret on your D. So you're just playing backwards. And you can even go to the second fret that's already fretted on your G string. Or you can bring your pinky into the equation to the 5th fret on your D string. Okay, so everything else has led you up to, has trained you up to knowing what the bass lines sound like. And you can also, with this, throw in a hammer on from the 3rd fret on your A string to the 4th fret on your A string for stuff like so again, we have straight, okay, now if you incorporated that into, that's just your bass line to show you what it's like, into our bluegrass and country, that's why you're hitting A string, low E string. Now if you're starting to play the bass line, okay, so you can get into that. So those are your bass notes. Or great lick to know. I teach this one almost every tape because you have to know it. So you're in A, so G string twice. Then we're going to go ring finger, 5th fret. Okay, we're doing the D string, 5th fret, slide down 4th fret, pull off to the 2nd fret. Then A string, 3-2 open, slide, then pull off open. Just like that. Make sure you watch my picking finger. Okay. Same thing in E. Okay, whatever you're doing it in, don't matter. Okay, if you're in D, you have to switch just that one note. Okay, so it's all the same thing. In G, you would actually have to be think it out. Okay, but that's where it would be. So okay, it's just a cool little lick. Okay, and the bluegrass. There's a great little lick that is modern, but very showy, and still somewhat traditional in the fact that it is very open string sounding, especially for G. I mean A, get me out of G. Except we're playing a lot of G licks, but within the A. Okay, that one is, so G string, hammer on 2nd fret, pull it off. D string, 4th fret, then back to the G string, open. Next phrase, D string, same thing, you do the, so you do hammer onto the 4th fret and then open again. Open, 4, open. Okay, then you're doing the 3rd fret, A string, slight bend towards the floor, and then open D string. So you have, okay. Then to finish it up, A string, open, 3, open, hammer on, pull off. Bend the G string, or the G note on your E string, 3rd fret, towards the floor, and then finally hit your A string open, so you're in A. Okay, so however you want to phrase it. There's all the different ones you can use. And don't just use it that way. used part of it. So if you're playing in so that was the whole thing. Okay, so you could see how it's supposed to be used now. I'll slow it down. Okay, so that's the way that's meant to be used. I'm getting jiggy with it out here, dancing with myself. Good thing you can't see my feet. Okay, so there's the first part of your A stuff with the walking and some little licks that you can do. Another thing that I want to show to you is for a lot of you flat pickers who are so if you can get that butterfly picking, flat picking going, or if you don't want to hit all these hammer-ons, pull-offs, by God, pick them all. That will make you a much more accurate player and make you sound and actually be better if you could do them without the hammer-ons. I'm showing you the easy way out now, but pick every note if you can later on in all this. One little lick that you can use or scale, I should say, actually a scale that you can use in all these. In A is the easiest way to teach it. Again, we're going to use this as our guide. So if you're going to be in C, you would move it up to here. If you're D, you're here. E there, F there, G here, blah, 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 B, B flat, A. Okay? It's just the simple thing. Get past this as quick as we can, but it's very important. Pay attention. Do it right. Okay. We're actually going to start on the D string just for fun. So 2, 4, then G string, 2, 4, B string, 2, 3, 5, E string, 2, 4, 5, and then backward. Okay, reason, that's as far as I'm going to show you on that. Reason being that I showed you these is those are all your notes for when you want to play some lead stuff really, really quick and know that you cannot make a mistake. Okay, so you can play all your stuff using just those notes. I haven't played anything there that wasn't there. It's just there are 12 notes in the musical scale. It's a matter of what order you put them in that makes you different. 2 seconds. Alright, sorry about that, but the phone calls do come in. That's right, I'm a wanted man. That's right. No special production here. You're just going to learn the holy bejesus how these things. Anyway, so again, that's the key to everything. Of course, it don't matter whether it's every melody line you could want to think of, or any lead lick you could want to play in a lot of this country and bluegrass stuff is right there. I'm going to skip over it because it's very much taught on a lot of my lessons. So just a quick thing, just learn those, and any melody, anything you would want to play is going to be there. Okay, so you're playing anything you want to put in there, you can take from that. Okay, so had a job as I just did on that there, but they're all there. So if you want to play along and actually play a little quick lead thing. Those are the notes that are all in there that I just showed you. It's just a matter of how quick you can play them, and if it's earlier in the morning, you can't play them very quick like I just can't. That's the way it looks when you take your finger off there and play them all individually. Okay, so there they are in A. Any other thing in A that I want to show you? Let me think. I think we're good in A. But here's a cool thing. Even though it's country isn't far from bluegrass, so we're doing country and bluegrass kind of combined here. We did E, we went up to A. So if you, of course, you're doing E, and you move to A. Okay, so E, A. What's your next one? B7. Okay, that's what we're getting ready to go to. But when you're coming up from the A to the B7, always a cool one. Steal it off Willie. Just one note. That's right. Just B flat. So grab that A whenever you want to. Throw it in there. Everybody will know where it came from. That A string. Play it all off beat on the skip beats and between beats. Shake the holy living bejesus out of that there B flat note until you get to your B7. So just break, don't break wind, break rhythm. But that's just a fun one. It's right before you get to whatever your third chord's going to be. Grab that one note in between. So from A up to A sharp, up to your B7. If you don't know your B7 for any reason, let's grab it real quick. First finger, first fret, D string. Your middle finger, second fret, B string. And then we're going to skip every other string. So your ring finger will be second fret, G string. And your pinky will be second fret on your high E string. So going all the way down, starting on your A string. Okay, so there's your B7. So to do that little hiccup into there, you got to get rid of that first finger, bring it up one, and then just do a hammer on, and then put it back where it goes. Back down. So 2 on the A string, open, E string 4, E string 2, E string open, back to your E. So again, okay, so it's just a whole bunch of okay, so that's how we get back down to our E out of the B7. I'll show you some more stuff out of B7 again in 2 seconds. Alrighty, that ought to be my last disruption until the EPS man drops by in 2 seconds to drop off my new ukulele today. That's right. Okay, so back to the B7 from the... What can we do while we're in B7? Well, there is not a whole lot. Okay, it's those things. Is those things. I went to school in Indiana, so don't. I was pretty close to Kentucky there, so got to doing the is. Next thing is, the only thing you can really manage to do here, besides your little that we just did, is taking your pinky again, working that pinky, and bringing it up from its second fret up to the third, and then pull it off. And that is about all you're going to get out of the B7. How do you utilize it again if you're right before you get back to the E? So you're playing an E now. We have E, A, and B7 covered, okay? So, okay, a quick one up. I'm sure you know it, but just open to 4 on your E string. Get Willie in there and... Okay, to use that to get back into your E. Okay, so I wish there was more to do with the B7, but if you're not using B7 and you want to go to just B, remember, you could do a million things. Remember, just a couple, like 5 minutes ago, we were in A, and we did... You're only, hey, that far away from doing the same thing in B. So you can do regular B there. Okay, so you got all that stuff you could be doing in just B instead of B7. Okay, so you could do a straight bar chord. And then so you can go crazy. It's just a matter of where you want to go with it. Okay? And also don't forget, on all these chords, you can have the regular D chord. That's right, your dog. And move it up to B. Okay? So your ring finger in your D chord determines where you're at. There's D, there's E, there's F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. So now you're in B. And this brings up a very good point. Bluegrass especially, and country, they don't make no difference really these days. They're so close, one has a drummer, one don't. They've allowed so much banjo into the country nowadays that it's melting. It's melting into something different, and sometimes cool, sometimes not. But these D chords that are called modal, M-O-T-I-L-E, should be called mobile because you can move them anywhere. And so we're up here in B. You can almost get that kind of mandolinish sound. Okay, so if you ever want to grab your B up there instead of a B7, so back up to E, A, E, B. Okay, so that again, another modal chord is your F. Bring it all the way up here to E. And then whenever you want to do any of these, there's E. Flatten out your ring finger. There's A. Back to E. Then use your, so A. Back to E. And B. They're that easy. So if you ever want to go up there and take over the mandolin player's place, or you had to go have a bathroom break, that's where you go. You play some of that stuff. Okay, so that's just a few things to show you around that way. What else have we not got? We've done C, see, we've done A, we've done B, we've done C, we've done D, we've done E. We ain't got no F. Okay, and then G, and back to A again. So we're almost there, kiddies. And then we'll show you some really fun stuff. In the key of F, so of course you're going to be doing C, F, and G. So you're doing C. Let's do a little more C right before we go to the F. Okay, is those again, there it is. Okay, in C, hammer onto the open G, 2nd fret. Then hammer on and back off. So we're doing hammer on, then hit your C note, open, 2, open, that means open, 2nd string, open on your G. Same thing on the D. Then just your C note, 3rd fret, A string. You can come into it that way. 1 fret back, 2nd fret, then right on into C. However you want to do it. Okay, again, you're going to hear that. Okay, that's where these things come from. They come from somewhere, okay? So, they all come from somewhere, so. That's where that lick comes from. Okay, so these do come from somewhere, folks. Okay, so that's just something else cool in C you can do. Also, you have your pinky open, doing nothing, sitting on its keister. Use it on the 3rd fret, on every string underneath the sun. Actually, your D string, 3rd fret, G string, 3rd fret, B string, 3rd fret, E string, 3rd fret. Your pinky can go all of them. Here it is, on the 3rd fret of your D. Now, I'll go to the B string. So I'm doing the B string, open, or on your 2nd fret, or 1st fret, if I could count, we'd all get together. So it's actually going to look like this underneath here. So B string at the 1st fret, hammer on 3rd, hit your open E. That's what's going on under here. Okay, now the only time you're going to actually hit it on the G string is when you're getting ready. That's right, it's the 7th chord, getting ready to switch to your F. Okay, so, and okay, so you can do whatever you want to there with your C's. There is no walking thing here. You can do it that way, and I'll show you that in a second. But anyway, use your C7, so your pinky on the G string, 3rd fret, right before you go to the F. Okay, your walking thing for the C is going to be this. Kind of strange. C, same thing we've been doing down here. So you're hitting the 3rd fret, A string, then your 2nd fret that's already there on your D string. Now we open G string, it's already there, so everything's there already. Now your ring finger has to come down to your 2nd fret on your G string, and you can only hit 2 strings coming up. That's right. Or your middle finger had to go down and grab the 2nd fret. I'm sorry. So here on C, middle finger down to your 2nd fret, because then your ring finger comes down and grabs it on the 3rd fret of your G. Then, which is open D string, hammer onto the 2nd fret, G string, then back to home. Or any combination of that. So, okay. Okay. Okay, that's a hard one. This is gonna be tough. Okay, F is the bastard child of everybody's guitar playing. Everybody hates F, but here it is. The Fs, these effing things. As if they weren't hard enough. Okay, everything is there. Okay, so you have your D string, which is already right here, 3rd fret. Then your G string, which is there. B string, already there. Then pinky, 3rd fret, B string. 4th fret, 3rd fret, back. So if you listen to them all, and then you got to strum around it. And the only way to, because you're picking around so much in these high areas, to make it not sound like a Walmart special toy, you have to hit almost all the strings. I'm doing the pinky hammer on pull off while everything's here. 3rd fret. So your pinky, so then G string. So your pinky is getting a flippin' workout. Again, same thing, just want you to remember, you can do that in every key, so there's F. Okay? I'm using that modal D chord, or this way. Okay, one more time just so you can have fun. Slide the whole thing up if you want. Okay, some other cool things you can do with the more bluegrass end of this stuff is, again, it's a lot has to do with control and the bounce and the speed picking type of thing going on. There are certain little things. This being just a novelty more than anything, but it is kind of cool. Let's do open. I'll show you the thing first. Okay. And I won't take long because it's just a novelty. But open D string, we're doing this in the key of G. 5th string, hammer on, pull off. Same finger, all of these. G string, 4th string, hammer on, pull off. 5th string, or then back to here. Every other time it's going to go back to that same D string thing. So then G string, 4th fret, back to here. 5th fret, G string, back to here. 7th fret, G string, back to here. 5th fret, G string, 3D, back to here. 4th fret. Okay, so it's just something to work on if you want to do it in D. If anything, it is a great workout to get your speed up on all of your hands actually, but as far as getting the hammer-ons and pull-offs, that kind of thing worked out, that's a great way to do it. Okay, one thing as far as minors go, no, not the ones that poor souls get trapped in the mines. We're talking about minor chords. A quick thing to do with these, as far as playing the country or bluegrassish thing, and making them sound usable and believable, is like if we were doing Foggy Mountain breakdown. Where we're going to stick an actual minor chord behind all this stuff. I know you can do while somebody else is solo. But we need something, we need a variation, we need something else. Simple thing, if you look at an A minor, okay, what I want you to do is actually just get rid of your middle finger. Now look at what you have, just 3 strings, okay? You have your G string, 2nd fret, B string, 1st fret, your E string open, so it's a stair step, so it's open, 1st fret, 2nd fret. No matter where you put it, so we're doing A minor, the G string is going to dictate what what key you're in or what chord you're playing. So if you take it up to, who cares, 5th fret. Okay, there's where my first dot is on this particular old Martin thingy. And then build that same stair step. So 5, 4, 3. Now that is, what note is that? C. So that's C minor. Okay, so it's just that easy. If you haven't thought of this before, that's just a very cool thing to have waiting in the wings for you. Of course, you can, it's right off of here and you're just missing a couple notes. But this here's just a quick, easy way to play it. Again, it comes from here, but a lot of people just don't think to just do this. Because sometimes that's just all you need is that. Again, bring it up 2 more. Whatever note it is on your G string, that's what your minor chord is. There's D minor. Here's E minor, because we're all the way up here to the 9th, 8th, 7th. Okay, so if we're playing in that, now it's going to E minor. Instead of all of a sudden, you know, you're getting into some weird stuff. But if you play it here, and you need a nice little triad, that's a quick way to do it. You need A minor, come way back up here. Roxanne, no. Imagine the police going bluegrass. Anyway, so that's a cool way for if you're doing, you know, like I said, the Foggy Mountain breakdown in G. That stuff up there, same thing I showed you before. You see? Okay, there is another quick one while we're here. So 15, 12, pull off. 15, 12, pull off. Then on G string, 14, 15, slide up. I know, horrible, but it sounds great in context. So 14, 15, then hit your B string at the 12th while that's ringing. Then backward, all one triad or one triplet. So 15, 14, pull off to the 12th. Then D string, 14, 12, pull off. And then just hit your G string at the 12th fret again. So that's just kind of a cool lick. So I did the... It's just a cool little thing. So there it is. Whatever key you want to do it, D. And it's cool to hang around on the... Okay, so work on that. That's just another cool little trick. That's what I'm here for, is to show you the little things you might not think about. Hey, there's my new little... what do we got here? Oh, that's my ukulele. I'll be back in 2 seconds again. Told you UPS guy was going to be here. Alright, back in record time. Yes, that was the UPS guy. And just so you guys can all share in the joy with my birth of my new little son, if you've never seen an Ibanez Iceman ukulele, there's what one looks like, kids. Alright, so if you ever want to... There you are out there. You want a heavy metal ukulele, or ukulele from my friends in Hawaii, mahalo. There you go. Okay, back to our lessons, and then I'll get to go play with the new toy. Okay, so we just got done doing the fun little thing there. I'm going to take you back to, we were in F. I think we got covered what we can get covered in the F part that I straggled away from. And doing the licks. There is not much more that you can do in the F, except for to get back to G. And that's one of the best ways to go. So if we're doing C, F, and G, then F, back to C, to actually use the F chord as a modal chord, or mobile. It is modal, so don't sound guitarded when you tell people that you're playing a mobile chord, because it is modal. Just slide it up to G this way if you want to, if you want to get some of those, or some of the licks that you can get in F that you cannot get in G. Okay, so that's the other thing, is just you can slide it if you're going straight from C to F. Especially for rhythm, it's just great to so same thing I was teaching you before. Okay, so you can play all them little mandolin-y sounds. Okay, back to G. We're going to grab stuff as it comes to me, because luckily that's the way the old brain works. I'm all over the place, so you get to deal with it. I'm loving life. Anyway, back to G, just because I played something that I think you needed to know. It comes up, and I show it to you, is those things, which is simply... there it is again. If you don't know it, here it is. 2nd fret, G string. 1st fret, B string. Okay, I want you to hit the G string, slide it up to the 4th fret. Now we're gonna finally hit the B string, which is now at the 3rd fret. Slide it back down to the 2nd fret, hitting the G string. Pull off. That's D string, starting on the 2nd fret, pull off, and then G string. Okay. Okay, that's just one of those little licks. Okay. Okay, so that's another cool one. You hear people, okay, which we have done. Again, if you need it, tomorrow never comes. For whatever reason, everybody uses this thing. It's been being used for the last 20 years. Almost the same thing, but B string here on the 1st fret, and D string now here on the 2nd fret. Yeah, same thing, slide it up, 2nd fret, up to the 4th fret. Hit your B string now, which is on the 3rd fret. Take the whole thing back down, so you're hitting 2nd fret, D string, 1st fret, B string. Hit the 3 strings, your D, G, and B string. Okay, but if you ever want to, if you want to throw that one in too, it's there if you want to use it. Do what you want with it, but see if you can make it work for any little lick helps, don't it? Okay, so it's just another one in that key. Now for something else, this is going to be, how would you call this? Again, the tropical thing turned inside out. So you've heard this in that old tired thing. That's right. But they are very useful for explaining this. Let's go to the key of G again. G is always just a great bluegrass country key. These are great for emulating, once again, your mandolin stuff, but if you do it the right way, instead of playing it like you're on the islands, then you can actually do some very cool stuff with this. Again, let's go to the 8th fret on the B string. We're in G. So this will dictate your chord you're in, G. And then you're just adding 7th fret here on the E string. Okay, and then for the rest of them, again, we're doing 10th fret, B string, 8th fret on the E, and then up to 12 and 10. Check it against your open G string if you want. Just so you know that you're there. Okay, so now the thing is not to do, but now you know how to if you didn't before. Okay, so there's the rest of that. Slow it down and watch it if you want to know that thing. Anyway, but these are cool if you can get your super speed picking back up. So that's right, take some speed, get tweaking, get on your math. No, I'm teasing. But get this guy going again, and in the key of G, of course we're going to go every key, is to strictly do that, this, this, and we're going to play in between too. So this, this. Okay, so I want you to get into the habit of using that now. Getting in between, just like flossing, then backwards. Okay, so play that again. Okay, we're done with that. You can play that a million times later, but I want your speed picking back. Okay, it's not Mexican music. You can actually do your mandolinish type stuff by doing that. So G. I'm just picking up into the C. So to go to C, excuse me, if you were to go up to C here, the second part of it is what I'm hitting, is that, before I go to the C. So I'm getting out of the G, then right before I go to the C. So I'm hitting what the second part of the next chord will be. And that sounds really cool. Then going from C to D, then that's a cool thing to do there. So from the D to C, working backwards on the G, instead of actually hitting G, go behind it, which is the last note of your D thing, and then your second note thing of your G, that part, then finally to your G. So you're coming off of the D, and then back to the highest part of your D, then your second notes of your G's, then finally back to here. Okay, so again. Okay, I know it sounds Spanish at the moment, but when you put it in context with bluegrass music, it can make for some very cool stuff, and it's a matter of how fast you want to pick it. If you want to do the Spanish thing, more power to you. Okay, so you can take it all the way around. So anyway, so there's some more stuff you can use in any key. Of course, don't matter if you're in here's B flat. Who wants to play in B flat? Nobody. But if you know where B flat is, well, there's B there at the 12th fret, B flat here, so you know that pattern. Okay, by golly, you're safe for a little bit until you go to the E flat. Then, hey, I know how, and then I gotta go up to F. Hey, F, I'm safe. And back to B flat. But I know I can go there, and I have all these notes I can work with here. Okay, so that's everything we've already been through, just operating in a different way. Okay, so anyway, so that's my little guide into helping you get straight from regular acoustic into more of a bluegrass thing and an enhanced country style of playing. So taking your normal guitar stuff and going a different direction as opposed to just altering a couple things, but actually getting you all your runs, some ideas for a lot of little licks that you can play while you're still playing the chords. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to get down here where I can see all my peeps. What's up? Anyway, Scott Grove here again. Had a request for this one, so it's an introduction to kind of get you transitioned from regular guitar into fancy country and bluegrass picking, okay? We'll do, if you want, if somebody lets me know, we'll go actually into the real hardcore bluegrass or the hardcore country acoustic stuff. So there you go by request once again, and happy picking, kids. I'm gonna go over there and play with the new Hawaiian heavy metal thing. So you guys have a great one, and thanks for picking this up, and thanks for requesting it. I always take the requests. I might get to them a year or two later, but I'll get there eventually. Got a board about bigger than I can show on the screen of requests, but I'll get to all of them if good Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, and if I survive till tomorrow and Jesus loves me, this I know, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So catch you all later. Bye.